Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the Ice Age version of Native News Today. It's good to see you folks again. We were, I guess you could say, absent last week, but interesting story out of that. We were preempted for an OU basketball game, and coincidentally, they lost to Stephen F. Austin. So I guess in the moral of this thing is, don't mess with Native News Today. Look, we got a lineup this week that would rival the 1927 Yankees. I'm not kidding. First of all, we're going to take a look back at our bow making segments. We're going to go basically show you the way the weather is now. It was exactly like this a year ago when we started the documentary, and Jared Moore began work on that. And we'll go back and look at some of that and kind of refresh everybody on that. And also, as the weather pertains, everybody in the Tulsa, Bristow area around there been devastated by the ice storm. Matter of fact, Bristow is completely without power. Nobody has power in Bristow, so at least not electrical power. Oh, stop it. Anyway, we'll talk about that and some of the people down there and the shelters that the Muskogee Creek Nation is providing around the communities. That's a really good service there. No joke. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we talked to James Nichols, the manager there with emergency management. Also, we're going to see some little tykes singing Jingle Bells. And not only are they singing Jingle Bells, it's in Creek. Yeah, that's what I said. It's in Creek. That's wonderful. So you'll get a chance to check that out too, out of Holdenville, America, Holdenville, USA, whatever you want to call it. And last but not least, Glenn Fleming. That's right, Glenn Fleming. And who's Glenn Fleming, you're asking? That's the same thing I asked when Jared told us we'd be doing a story on this guy today. But then he said, he's a brain tanner, Sauls. He's a brain tanner. He tans hide with brains. And I said, that guy is a bad you-know-what. And you'll know his story here shortly. Like I told you, we got a great lineup, so you should probably stick around. More. Should we do a commercial break?
Here at the College of the Muskogee Nation, we pride ourselves on emphasizing Native culture, values, language, and self-determination while providing a positive learning environment for tribal and non-tribal students. We encourage our students to be lifelong learners and to strive for personal growth, professional advancement, and intellectual advancement. Muskogee Nation College. Academic achievement, Native values.
Hey everyone, thanks for staying with us. I'm glad you did, because our first cowboy out of the chute today is bow making. Yes, that bow making. Now, if you look outside right now, it probably looks a lot like it did this time of year last year. So what we basically did was said, hey, for those of them that didn't see the opening stages of the bow making documentary, we'll show it again, because we're going to tie it in a little bit later with the story we got on the back end of this show with Glenn Fleming. So Glenn Fleming's jumped on the bow making process, and this is how it all started. Roll!
What I call a sway back bow. In other words, the back of the bow would be on the side that the sway would be on. And if you can visualize in your mind, that bow looks like it's backwards because that's the way it grew. But after that bow is made and being everything comes into play, where everything falls in place, that bow will probably be stronger than what I call average. It'll be above average for cast and snap, because that bow is wanting to bend back the way it grew. So when you pull it back and let that air go, it's going to snap back real quick and hard to the shape that it grew. And most of the bows that are made, I call sway back, will stay that shape. When you unstring them, you have to be careful about guys that will want to string it because they'll want to string it backwards because they don't know, see. Yeah, I'd cut that one there for sure. Yeah, that'll be 58 inches, 68 rather. And what do you do with the other side? Okay. The other side's going to have, of course, a bow in the back of the bow. Well, I usually, when I straighten a limb or I put a recurve into it, course, I do this. This is later on in the process. I'll usually put a recurve in deep into the limb, where actually your bow, the handle will be set back, but the limbs will be sort of like a Cupid bow, like that. So you're not wasting either side of that. You use them both sides. The sway back part and the other side that you will make a Cupid style bow out of.
Well, I got interested in them in about 1998, and a friend of mine here was park ranger or park superintendent of our Chickasaw National Recreation Area, and he was half Mandan and half Hidatsa, and he also was really interested, so we located some, and I got started with 4 young ones, and then I bought 4 cows, young cows, bred cows from a fellow in Montana, and a couple come out of Canada. And then the rest of them I've just been raising and from some of my own offspring. Main thing is I just like to watch them and enjoy seeing them grow and their how their actions are different from cattle, and then raise them to eat. They're real interesting animals to watch.
You're saying their actions are different from cattle. What are some of the things they do differently?
Well, of course, they graze a little different. They eat more varieties of your grasses, some weeds, and even some leaves off the trees a lot. They really like persimmons and pecans also. Then they'll just take a notion they want to run and play. They're like a bunch of kids, you know. It's kind of like follow the leader, and they're real quick, really amazing how fast they are. That's why a lot of these cutting horse men use them to train their cutting horses with, because it's much quicker and got a lot more endurance than a cow does. They appear to be real gentle and tame, but you can't trust them. They're wild animals.
Them scars come from fighting one another.
No, those scars, mainly that one old cow, she's always rubbed her back with the horns in the summertime. It causes from probably flies goes biting them and they go to rubbing.
They just rub the hair off then.
And it's pretty common in the summertime, but she's got the worst. And you watch this one, she's fixing to lay down and probably water a little bit.
Do they have a favorite place to wallow in, or do they just pick anywhere?
They use the same place a lot, but there's several of them here, you know, different places. I mean, because they rotate in their grazing. And they're pretty much a herd animal too. They don't get too far from each other than the males, and when they're mature at a certain time of year, they stay away from them quite a bit. In calving season, when the cow's got a newborn, she won't even let you get close to her.
Oh.
She won't even stay with the herd. If you walk up, they'll leave. She'll just take that baby and they're gone.
Are they kind of like a cow in breeding, or like a deer?
They're kind of, because their breeding season is late summer.
Okay.
You know, and then their calving season ends in spring and early summer.
Huh.
They're normally born from April to June, sometimes July and August even.
So are these mothers bred now that are sucking?
Yeah.
Okay, now what happens? They do their own weaning,
They will if you leave them out there. Yeah, they'll wean them themselves.
or you separate them or something?
Some I do, sometimes I haven't this year, and I may not this year. I have before, but I think I may just let them go this year and do their own natural thing. That's the way it was
Do
originally.
you supplement them in the wintertime with hay?
Yeah, in the wintertime I do hay. The only time I cube them, usually these grown ones, is during the summer breeding season, trying to keep them in really good shape, and I'll give them some extra supplement then. In wintertime, I just put a few out once in a while just to keep them coming into sack of feed. Yeah, Mike was worried all the time about getting paid for these hides. I I don't ever take any money before I get the job done. And he kept on. I said, okay. I said, go ahead. And
Well, you need some more money today?
no,
Okay.
no. I don't. And like I say, I never take it before I get my job done.
And I hope I
Really.
remember. I've got a parfleche. It's about this big that somebody gave me.
Yeah.
I need to show it to you, see
Yeah,
if it's
I see it.
worth anything. I mean, if it's
You know, it's,
it's done by somebody up in the Sioux Nation, I
Yeah.
believe.
yeah, they don't have very much stuff. See, they're Comanche designs on these.
Well, this one's small. It's not but
And-
about that big.
Yeah, and they don't have much of the Southern Plains.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't keep much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth a lot more. The original, if you can find an
Mhm.
original, it's worth a lot more than a Sioux.
Have you ever been to the Mohunk Lodge
Mm-mm.
at Clinton?
No.
And my uncle owned that at one time, but they got some of the, matter of fact, I think there's some of Quanah Parker stuff in there.
Well, there may be.
I believe there is, and there's some of those white doe skin dresses that are very
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
Oh yeah, I
in
imagine.
there. She just collects them now.
Yeah, I made my wife's wedding dress. We got married a little over a year ago, and we were married in front of Quanah's house,
Mhm.
in the teepee. I opened it all up where
Mhm.
the people could see, you know. But, and I made her dress off one of those old patterns. And it looked
Mm-hmm. Wow.
similar, you know, real similar. I didn't try to copy it, but it was designed pretty much after that.
Well, that's marvelous. Now let's look at these bows.
All right.
Did you do that to road there?
No, that's the one, but that's the one I killed my bow.
Oh,
And
really?
I sent it up there to West Hauser. And
Oh,
they still
okay,
had him to
okay.
do it.
I've heard a lot about his
I'd
work.
already tanned one, and it just took me one hide to learn. If you know somebody else who does it, it's a lot easier.
I don't think I'd want to do that myself personally.
That's when I used my teepee. That's when I
Okay.
put grass all over it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's brain tan.
Goodness. No
Supposed to
mercy.
be anyway.
Golly.
Looks like a laundry job wouldn't hurt it.
That smells like it's got a lot of oil in it.
Yeah, he uses some of them. He uses bone marrow grease with it.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
you can't get enough brains in one. I
Oh,
found that
man, I
out.
bet. I bet.
And then if you can get commercial, not commercial, but pure Neatfoot oil, which is made from bone marrow, let's say, then it'll work in itself.
Mm.
There's one that's made last year, I think, and these are just about all kind of a southeastern style. Of course, Comanche claims they made their tips quite a bit like these too.
Well, this is the sign of the master bowman. That's what that crook is. That's hard to do, Jared. When you get as good as that, you're going to be in business. Isn't that something? Now, how old is this wood?
I just it was probably cured for a year, and then I've had it made about a year, so it's a couple of years old.
What'll this one pull?
Oh, probably about 35 to 40 pounds. I get. I mean, I think it's about all it do. And you might find this one here is a little stiffer.
It's thicker.
Yeah, it's stiffer too.
Well, Mike's strong enough to pull some of these stiffer ones. I'm kind of old and weak. Now, see
Yeah, I
how
am
see
too.
the knot? See how that was done? That's just beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, he works around them nuts, leaves them sticking up. Yeah.
Now here's one that's a few years older. It's I made that for my granddaughter, and she's graduated from college this year, and she can pull that thing back like a man. And she's not very
Golly.
big, but she's stout. In it, you know, it's not that strong a bow, but
Well, it's a nice looking bow.
it's pretty stout for a little girl.
Well, one of those that you guys made for John, I think, down at your deal that day.
Yeah.
When you strung it, you guys shot it, and the arrow went way off down in the woods, stuck in a tree.
Okay, it's time for a word from our sponsor, Golden Pony, on what promotions they're going to have this week. What do they got going on down there, Jason?
Looks pretty good. The AGS, which is a vendor for the machines, has the hot seat drawings going on. That's beginning Tuesday, November 20th, and it will be every Tuesday through December 18th. Drawings will be every 15 minutes, 6:15 until 9, and you must be playing AGS machines to be eligible. Now, how do they know? I mean,
The AGS machines are certain machines that are in there. I'm going to assume they have like the AGS symbol on them.
Yeah.
It's a total of $700 will be given away each Tuesday.
Nice.
No less than $25 and up to $100.
and I just want to say, I knew that a while ago. I just wanted to make sure that you clarified it for everybody.
Oh yeah, sure.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you like four-wheelers?
Absolutely. You know I do. I'm from Eufaula.
I love four-wheelers. They're great.
Absolutely. We got the ATV giveaway, four-wheeler giveaway, November 17th through December 22nd. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's all about jackpots. This is also something that's sponsored by AGS and also Gibbs Stallings Superstore.
Absolutely.
So those are the two sponsors of this particular program. I'm going to head out there and try to get me a four-wheeler, Jason. What about you?
I think so too, because you never know. In the winter months, a lot of people around here, they got cattle they got to work, they got to go out and everything, and sometimes your truck can't get out there. Some people got 4x4s, some don't, but the ATV can get anywhere, man.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've been out on the ATVs, went mudding, got dirty. It's awesome.
And those things cost a pretty penny, so they're not, they wouldn't be giving away something that's cheap and junky. It's a good quality ATV.
Absolutely. Those things are like an investment. If anybody gets an ATV out there other than for recreational use, it's always an investment. So it's a good thing to have.
Yeah. At Golden Pony, it's all about the jackpots.
It is all about the jackpots, and it's all about the giveaways. There's giveaways all the time. You go every Saturday, they have giveaways. They start at 6. You can get registered then, and they go all the way through midnight. And then, like I said, on the Tuesday coming up, starting November 17th, rolling through, it's going to have the Tuesday night jackpots, and it's going to be sponsored by AGS, like we said. Going to have all the machines out, and like we said, also, you can see those machines. They'll be marked and everything like that, so nobody worry about it. If you see an AGS machine, plop down and try to win some money.
Hey, Jason, they also have some big deal going on New Year's Eve. What's that all about?
Yes, New Year's Eve. They have a drawing every hour on the hour from 6 to 1. That's 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. for 500 smackers.
500 bones.
That's
Hey,
$1,000.
We got to head out to Golden Pony on New Year's Eve, man.
Absolutely. Grab your saddle. Let's go to the Gilded Equine. Okay, over my left shoulder right now is a beautiful Native News Today logo. But bam, devastation, heartache, lots of ice, lots of trees and yards. Bristow, Oklahoma is completely 100% without power. Nobody there has as much as a nightlight on in their house. So, with that being said, Bristow is one of the chartered communities of the Muskogee Creek Nation. So Muskogee Creek Nation jumped into action, not just for Bristow, but for several other communities as well. They've got them in Bristow, Twin Hills, Sapulpa, Tulsa, and I could go on and on, but I think that's it. Actually, I think that's it. But they got them there, and it's allowing people a place to come and get warm, get some food, fellowship a little bit. I mean, as much as you can when you're down from the ice and all the electricity. But hey, it's a good little special interest story, and we were there to check it out. Go ahead, Jared. Live in Bristow, Oklahoma. Not really live, just kidding. But as you can see, not the greatest of conditions. The ice storm once again, as it did in January of 2007, has bit us again in December 2007. Now I know what you're thinking. You guys aren't weathermen, and you're right. I couldn't tell you the first thing about when this is going to stop or when it started or who it affects or what. But I do know this. We are in Bristow to cover this shelter, basically that's been converted from the Bristow Indian Community Center, because a lot of the folks down here in Bristow don't have power. So they could come here. As you can see, the enormously annoying loud generator behind me, which is threatening to ruin this stand-up, and I'm not going to let it. So we're going to go inside and check it out and talk to James Nichols, who's the head of the Creek Nation Emergency Management, and they got this thing thrown together. But real quick, Jared, I want you to grab that camera off of that tripod and follow me for just a short spell. Come on. this ain't gonna hurt a bit. One of my favorite things about the Bristow Community Center is this sign here. If you will, it says simply, Bristow Indian Senior Nutrition, Humbucks Che. Now, Humbucks Che is Muskogee Creek for let's eat, which is one of our most popular phrases. Once again, I have cornered Mr. James Nichols, the coordinator, manager, president, whatever you want to call it, of the emergency management team at the Muskogee Creek Nation. And I would say it's good to see you again, but usually it's not good to see you because you got something going on.
Well, this, we just got through doing this back in January, so it hasn't been quite a full year. But we've got quite a bit of damage and a lot of people without electricity, and even some places that don't have water because that's the way that their pump stations work, is with electricity. So bad situation again.
Yeah, I know it. I know you guys got the shelters going on here at the Bristow Indian Community Center, and you may have some others. You're going to have to tell us about that. But I was wondering, do you have a coat that I could borrow, maybe? No, tell us about some of the other places.
We've set shelters up in, of course, here in Bristow at the Indian Community Center. We've got shelters set up at Tulsa Indian Community, Sapulpa Indian Community, and Twin Hills Indian Community. So that's one of the things I'm doing right now is I've got some food in the truck here that I'm bringing for the ones that are staying, and my other guys are out and about in Sapulpa and Tulsa delivering food right now as well. So
awesome. So being in Oklahoma, ice storms, I guess we're just going to have to deal with that.
It looks like it. It used to come once every 5-10 years, and now we've had two in less than a year. So we'll just start planning a little bit more for the ice.
Yeah, did you hear that, people? It's global warming. Quit driving those SUVs. Jared, pan over real quick and show them what we drive. Yeah, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm a hypocrite. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna get a hybrid vehicle as soon as this interview's over. So, hey, James, take care. Thanks a lot for helping out everybody here, and we always like to follow you around and check out the good stuff.
Well, I appreciate it. We're just we're trying our best. We're going to sit down and talk with Chief and the Executive Director this week, and we're going to even do more planning. We're going to get him to get the communities involved a little bit more so that they can be prepared, and hopefully within the next few months, every community center will have backup generators that will power their whole buildings, so that that'll be one less thing that we have to run around and do. When the electric goes out, power will come on, and then we can just bring them food and blankets and things that they need. So
awesome. And everybody's without power here in Bristow.
Bristow is completely out. I know that Beggs is out. Sapulpa is hit very hard. Of course, Tulsa is as well. So, and there's no telling. They're saying a week to 10 days. Of course, power companies give the worst case scenario. We're hoping that it's not going to be that long, but rural communities and people out in the rural areas, I'm sure that they'll be out longer than the major cities.
All right, James. I appreciate it once again, and also appreciate you standing off of this ledge so I don't look like a munchkin in this interview. All right, man. See you later.
Thank you.
Now, if you're sitting out there and you're a big fan of Christmas, chances are that you've sung Jingle Bells a time or two in your life. But I bet you haven't done what these little tykes are going to do. That's sing Jingle Bells in Muskogee Creek. Yeah, taste of that.
Mrs. Jenkins' third grade class would like to welcome you to December's Magnificent Monday. She threw the snow and a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ho, ho, ho! The song bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jump, jump, oh, you jump, jump,
week, Mahia Hicks comes in, and she teaches our class Creek vocabulary words. She teaches the colors, the numbers, animals, action verbs, and she's just leading the kids up to where they can use Creek more in their lives. I think it's a very good program that needs to be kept up. Some of our children, I wish that I had it when I was in grade school, because we have lost so much of our Creek language that, most of the people my age and younger, they don't know Creek. And, the older ones were punished when they spoke Creek. And the children now, I'm so proud that they are learning Creek. And I hope they keep it up. I hope they keep the funding up for educating the students in the public schools.
Well, that's going to be about all the time we have for this week. I know. Trust me, I wish it was an hour long too. Sometimes 30 minutes just isn't enough to get in touch with the audience. Anyway, it was nice being here this week. Hope you guys had a good time seeing some brain tanning, seeing some bow making, seeing a little bit of Christmas jingle bells goodness, I guess you could say. But anyway, I forgot to mention that we didn't pitch to the brain tanning story. So. Oh, we did? Okay, never mind. I said bow making, and then I said Glenn Fleming. Yes, okay. Yes. Well, my good comrade here has just informed me that I'm a moron. We'll see you guys next week. Appreciate it.